Today we're going to make macaroni and cheese. So you want to go and buy yourself some Kraft Dinner, open the box and pour it into a pan. No, we're actually going to make it all from scratch. We're going to make the sauce, everything ourselves. We're going to make the pasta because let's not get crazy here, but we're going to do everything else. So to start off, what we're doing right now is we're getting 10 cups of water to boil. And I'm going to add to that a little bit of salt just to flavor. That's just to flavor the pasta a little bit. It doesn't do anything to change the boiling temperature of the water. The concentration of salt you would require to change the boiling temperature of water is a ridiculous amount. Don't let anyone tell you that this is changing the boiling temperature. It's not going to make it boil over or whatever. That's a bunch of hooey. That is not actually true. So it's just to sort of flavor your pasta a bit. So you can see that that is starting to boil. To the boiling water, we're going to add 5 cups of pasta. I've got a combination of cavatappi and rotini in here. The cavatappi it's elbow macaroni, but it's not cut as short, so it's more spirals. You can see that there maybe. And the rotini is obviously, it's similar to fusilli, but it's smaller. And it's just nice to have some different textures. So we're going to just dump all that in. And we're going to give that a stir. So we're going to let this boil cook for about 10 minutes. While that is going, we're going to prepare the sauce. And this is going to be a medium heat here. And we're going to start this with half a cup of butter. I always think of that chef song, you know, from South Park. Half a cup of butter melted. And we're melting the butter in there. Away it goes. This is what's called a roux. And we're going to melt the butter in there, and then we're going to mix in some flour and some milk and a little bit of salt and a lot of cheese, and that's going to make the cheese sauce for our macaroni and cheese. We're going to give this another stir because you don't want this to stick on the bottom, mostly because you just don't want it to glop up and make more of a mess when you're cleaning. If you can keep it from sticking while it's softening up and becoming all mushy goodness that everybody likes to eat, save yourself some time in the back end. This pan is deep enough that I don't have to worry about it, but I should want to show you this particular tip anyways. You can see that in there. Normally when you're doing this with the pot's real high, that would be foaming over and making a real mess. We got a little bit of a salad oil here. Just watch this. Pour a little bit of salad oil on the top, and that foam goes away. You won't have that big white foamy mess that comes all over, gets all over the place and makes that sticky residue that you don't want to clean up, but you have to clean up afterwards. So that's the only reason that the vegetable oil is out, not because we need it for the recipe, just for making that go a little easier. There's a little tip to keep your kitchen a little cleaner. Again, we're going to go through it again, scrape across the bottom of it. You're just scraping across the bottom of the pan with the spoon, lifting it all up, lifting the pasta up so it doesn't, because you could feel the resistance of where the pieces are sticking, and you don't want any of it to stick if you can help it. Okay, so that butter is all melted. So now we're going to take our half cup of flour, just foof all that right in, and start stirring it around. The goal here is to end up with basically a paste looking stuff. So you see it's already pretty much doing that. Definitely fully combined, make sure you don't miss any. And just like the chicken nuggets, this is it seems like it's a complicated thing, but it really isn't. I mean, I know you're multitasking. You got things going on and multiple burgers going. You rock, man. Yes, I do. We're going to add 2 cups of milk and try not to spill any. We're hoping for the milk to start boiling here, but you can start stirring that through and blending it all together. Okay, you can see this mixture here is starting to boil. Give that another stir around. Keep going back and forth and clearing off the bottom so it doesn't stick. And this is starting to boil, and you can actually see in there that they're starting to get some chunky bits in it. It's starting to thicken up, turning into a sauce. So everything is close to ready here, so we're going to grab a bowl to put it in. See, this is all thickening up now. Now that is just perfectly ready for us to add the last bit, which is 2 cups of cheese. I'm using mozzarella and old cheddar here. You can use regular cheddar instead of the old cheddar, but really, we're here about flavor. We're here about texture. We're here about good food. And you're not going to get that with the weaker cheddars. They're just not going to have that amount of flavor. Okay, see, look at that. Look at how all nice and thick that's getting already. And the cheese isn't even finished melting. Okay, and we're going to add to that a teaspoon of salt. Shabam. And keep stirring that around. Stuff is furiously boiling there. Probably close to being ready. See how nice and thick that sauce is getting? See how that's all blending through and giving you a nice, smooth, creamy sauce. Okay, we're going to turn the heat way down on this, because once it cools, I mean, the cheese is going to congeal a little bit, and you don't want that to happen. Now, right now, we already have over in the sink a colander ready for it. I'm going to get away from the steam before I grab it. I'm going to grab this. It's going to be very hot, but I want to make sure that it is soft and ready. So we'll turn that off. As I say, we'll leave this at station keeping. Oh, that is going to be good. You're going to wish that you were here. I'm going to go over here and we're going to turn on the hot water. Hey. And you do that in order to get rid of the starch that's going to have built up on this when you rinse it, and make it sure it's hot water. You're just going to pour that all into the colander there. Give this a little rinse out. Just go over there and show you. Notice that it's all nice and clean because we kept the bottom scraped, so it's not going to be a huge deal for cleanup. And we'll give this sort of a shake, rinsing it off, rinse off all the starch, then turn it off, and we'll let that drain for a second. Give this another stir, and we are moments from being finished. See, we're at 13 minutes so far, start to finish. For me, it's probably less for you because I cut out the boring bits. Really, boring bits with me? How's that even possible? This is drained a bit, and we're going to dump this into the bowl like so. We're going to take this mixture and pour that all over. Look at that cheesy goodness you're seeing right there. And you're just going to mix this through until everything is coated. And there we are. Completely homemade from scratch macaroni and cheese. It's just, you know. As usual, just absolutely amazing. So obviously we won't use this for serving now. Anyway, so that's it for another episode of Cooking with Craig. Another recipe, really simple to do once you actually see how to do it. If you give this a try, leave a comment down below. Let me know that you tried it and if it worked out for you. If it didn't work out for you, what'd you do wrong? It was simple. So we'll see you next time.
Oh, hi, you caught me in between recipes here. Just wanted to be a couple things to show you. So how about like this? That's right. Now we have Cooking with Craig merch for you to get. Hey, maybe I'm thirsty. I could use something. That's not it. That's the trophy for winning 4th place in the provincial Works Canadian Master Chef. Well, I suppose you could drink out of that, but really, put that over there. So really, I can use something to drink. Look at that! We have glasses too! So, once now you finish watching the video, head on over to the merch store and pick up some stuff and represent. Do it! See you next time.